We're back for another blessed Sunday evening on the Exquisite Conversation podcast. I am yours truly, King Jacob, and I will be chopping it up with a phenomenal young man tonight. In the absence of publicist Nicole M Jordan, aka Pavani J, I'll be handling the business of order. She had some other things that she was tired of doing, so we'll be getting to this young man in his career and all the above. So thank you for tuning in, and just want to say, man, uh, got some shocking news today. So R.I.P. to the late great Bill Russell. 11
Late
championship.
great, late great,
Right?
great, super legend, super icon,
Yeah,
super
man.
activist, super professional, super black,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So,
super
so
winner.
Mims, man, cool G Mims.
Yes, sir.
That's the name, and the name ring bells. So, who is cool G Mims for the people who want to know at home, and for the people in different regions and different markets that want to know who you are? Who is cool G Mims?
I mean, really, G Mims is just a hip is a representative of the hip hop culture to um a very high degree. You know what I mean? From Harlem, from New York, and I have really just been kind of uh, a voice of my city and the culture of my city to music. I think that G Mims started out playing ball and is a well known member of his community from being an artist to being a ball player to being a give backer to the community and to the kids and to the children. Um, G Mims is an artist and contributor to other artists' careers. And G Mims is a resource and an example of work ethic and diligence.
Mm.
G Mims is a student, and G Mims is trying to leave a legacy, in hip hop form, and and he's a dad. He's a super dad to two
My
great
man, my
daughters.
man. I'm glad to hear you say it. So, with that being said, when did this journey start for G Mims?
Um, I mean, I think it all started to come to me in like junior high school.
Mm.
Um, I had friends that played ball. I had a friend that was really like he was signed. He was a signed artist as a kid, and to me, that was like the first example that something like that was real, like something that we enjoy doing as kids and as friends could be a
Okay, okay, okay. Mm.
professional
So,
career, you
mm,
know.
okay.
So
So, as
that was
you were
one.
betting your craft through junior high school, when did you find out that you had something special, a gift that you needed to share with the world?
I mean, I was able to write like instead of like writing the book report, I used to write rhymes about the books I read.
Wow.
So um, that's when I knew I kind of could do something a little like unique. And even my friend, he was signed, but he used to kind of tell me like, "Yo, you need to keep rapping. Like, you could do something a little. You talented, you know." So I was kind of shy at the time. I also feel like I used to kind of like write curses, and I didn't want my moms and stuff to know. So that
Hmm.
led to me kind of like um, shying away from letting people hear my rhymes. But I kind of knew I could write when I was able to take read a book or consume information and turn it into a rhyme, which kind of like brings it to like the song, the Plannedem-MIC record we have today. Cause like it just so happened I had that ability. Like it's always been kind of like a gift of mine to consume information and make a rhyme about it. You leave me with enough literature, or you leave me with enough of I don't know, even like a video or something, just enough of a concept. I'm really good at writing around it and writing with it. So
Mm.
that's always just been unique with kind of gift that I had.
Wow, that's very interesting, man. How you can read a whole book and you can take a synopsis and break it all the way down to
Yeah,
the
well, I can
point.
just take a role like what I used to like the first, if I remember correctly, the first one was I just would kind of assume a role of somebody in the book and write it from their perspective.
Mm,
You feel me? Like that's probably the most easiest for me is to kind of take the role instead of making it all about one book. 'Cause that's a lot. That's always been a lot to put in like one verse. You know what I mean? I've always had to write
mhm.
more than a
Right.
verse. But for like a verse, I can or a song, I could kind of take the narrative of one person and make it in a nutshell. That's how I started it. I started out by just taking a character in the book and writing from their perspective, put myself in their shoes, and
Uh,
it became like a pretty cool uh gift. It turned into a gift. I don't know, maybe it was always a gift, and it I just didn't know it was a gift then. I used to play a lot of basketball and I used to want to do a lot of things towards athleticism and going to college for ball and trying to go to NBA or go overseas or try to make a career in sports. That was always
mhm,
my goal. That was always where I'm from. That was always the clean, get out the hood card, or at least get to college, go to college for free card. And when I got to college, I started recording music again. I started getting
mm,
access to. I started getting access to studios, and it was like music classes and stuff like that. So I used to I was on campus, so I had access to it when there was no students in there. I just had like a friend that was already in one of the classes, and they started exposing me to recording my own music. And I had took like a two buses. I had bought studio time for somebody. I'm in like Olean, New York. My college was at St. Bonaventure. I must have took two buses to Rochester to end up recording out of somebody's closet just because I found studio time on my own, and I just
mm,
didn't want to tell anybody. I just wanted to figure it out myself, and that was pretty dumb now that I think about it. The studio was right on my college campus, but I paid somebody, ended up being in his like basement closet in Rochester, and I recorded one of my first song, and after that, it was no looking back. I kind of started letting like people hear it, and them knowing it's my first song was just kind of like, yo, this is kind of dope. I did it with my man Finesse, and he was a singer, and then I performed it in my college, and then I did like a battle in my college that I won a rap competition, a rap contest. I won that, and then I came home and I just started being more open about, that I could rap. Well, people knew us. Some people already knew I could rap, but making music, actually recording music, was new,
mm,
and that was like around 2010. And since then, it's just been no looking back. My first song,
okay.
it might have been like 2008, 2009. My first song went on radio in 2010, and
Wow.
then yeah, I've probably had a song play on major radio. Definitely more than once, but at least once a year for the last 12 years. Yeah,
That's dope. That's dope, man. That's dope.
thank you.
And so once people found out that you was ill with it, you know, um, they started wanting to hear more. And so by them wanting to hear more, man, like once you understood that you had a message to give people,
Mm-hmm.
and people gravitated to the message, I know it was no holds barred, and it was like ready, set, go. And so with that being said, for the people who knew you could do it, but once they seen you on stage, how was their reaction for you?
I mean, it's probably on YouTube. It was a bunch of like girls and stuff like that. It was like the first people that believed in me. It's funny. The first people that believed in me were all like women and girls. Like my
That's a
god
good thing.
sister, like the girls on campus, my sister, like they were the first ones to really kind of support me. A lot of the guys are like, in the rap culture, it's kind of like you gotta prove it. Like you gotta rap, freestyle, rap with this person, rap with that person, rap to this beat. It takes a minute before you
Right.
know people start really getting behind you. Even family members are a little skeptical of like rap. Like you rapping. Like why don't you just go back to college? Why don't you go get a job? And that's you deal with a lot of that, so it can get pretty discouraging. It can be and start out to be pretty discouraging. Everybody doesn't just embrace rap rapping with open arms. It comes off very cliche and very like shot in the darkish. And with that being said, it didn't start out with like great support. It was like
Right.
my cousin, a couple people from college, my couple of my friends maybe from college, and then even then those they probably supported me because they just was my friend. They didn't even believe it yet. I mean, they might have believed in me, but they didn't think I was ready then. They just was my boys, and I probably was the best rapper amongst all of them. So
Hmm.
they had to
Right.
let me do me. And from then it just grew. Though I was always self motivated from and everything from sports to education. Like I had to find it in myself to push myself beyond um, settling, and that was really the difference. I think that's what impressed people to this day now is the consistency in my work ethic and the growth in my work ethic. And now people are starting to really listen, and it's just a grow. It's been a growing daily. It's been a growing process. So you know, I'm very thankful.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt, man. So we're gonna get into some of your songs that I heard, and then we're
Mhm.
gonna discuss something that I always like to discuss, the business part of music. We'll talk about that as well.
Okay.
Um, so you got a hot record that you're pushing, and when I heard the record Pandemic, I was
Hmm.
blown away. You really
Wow.
talk about some crazy because um, I lost my brother, uh, Mel. Well, he my first cousin, but I call him my brother.
Hmm.
My brother Melvin to um, COVID, and then
Sorry to hear that.
a year later we lost my uncle Melvin, which is his father, to COVID as well.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and then around the time my cousin Melvin passed away, my cousin Redman passed away. Uh, 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 like a week later. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So when it comes to the COVID and the pandemic thing, man, that's a really touchy, emotional subject for me. So, but upon me listening to your music, I just want to know what drove you and how you were so driven to put out a track like that, a track that really got a message, a track that really means something, and a track that really hits people in the chest. You know what I mean
Hmm.
when they hear it.
Well, it was really the energy of my man Dr. Ford and the opportunity to um, get behind a record that had meaning and have the support of a doctor. it made me feel like it allowed me to feel like I was standing behind something of substance and something that I could stand on. Um, Dr. Ford was always kind of like a guy that was into like poem and prose and like literature and being expressive towards like speaking, being like the voice of. I mean, it depends. I mean, I can't verbatim uh like refer to his other pieces of literature,
Mm-hmm.
but I know the literature that he gave me before writing the song, what he wrote about the concept of the pandemic. It had already had meaning with it. I just basically turned it into like a rhyme. I basically found a beat and I put the bars in it and I made the message speak through the music. I made it music. And for me, it was the first time collaborating with someone who felt so passionate about making a song with a message. And it just so happened that I like leaving messages. I've done songs with children, I've done songs for children, I've done songs for myself, I've done songs about family. Obviously, I told you songs about books. I've used music to express myself in so many different ways. It If I could leave a legacy or leave a message behind that'll last hundreds or thousands of years from now, then I would love to. There are gonna be people that's gonna look up this time that we were going through, and it's going to be the remains of those times are going to be the literature that people leave behind, the art that people leave behind, just as we kind of refer to the times of our past that we weren't around for. The only real documentation or examples that we have at a certain point of people is just art, right? There's this point where presidents, we don't even have photography of them. We just believe in a piece of art, right? Even Jesus Christ, right? We believe a piece of artwork that there's no real photography. And I think with that being said, that's proof that art becomes the storytellers of the true storytellers of the past. Um, One day you can when you listen to what songs that what's going on, isn't that Marvin Gaye?
Right.
What's going on, right? That was a time that was a voice speaking on a time and a moment and an American and black culture where he felt the need to make music based on what was going on, you know? And I think there's no difference in Plandemic. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. I'm not trying to equate myself to Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye is an all time great and I'm just still a growing artist. However, the intentions are the same. And
Mm.
um that's just one of many songs that probably me and Dr. Ford will work on to leave a message with. And I'm just glad that it is getting around and touching the people in the way that it's supposed to be. And it's having a purpose. That's all it was, is meant to leave a purpose. If maybe the way that I put music together is entertaining enough to both listen and consume the information, then so be it. Then may the world use me in that manner.
Well, it's one thing to have a music entertaining, but it's another thing to have a music that pique the interest of your intelligence. And
Yes.
so, with the pandemic, it piqued my interest, and it it registered my intelligence to think more analytical when it comes to you know um, COVID and people losing their loved ones and how it was administrated and and put out into the world and the song kind of like touched me because you really spoke on energy and you spoke on about what we believe and what we shouldn't believe
Hmm.
and you know, it's just a very, very touching song. So, and I think it's a song that impacts the community in a type
Yeah.
of where the community really can feel you. And so, with that being said, man, when you put this record out, um, what was you hoping this record would do, and how it would impact the community? What was your thoughts on giving something to the community where like they really can open their eyes?
I mean, I just thought it would start a conversation. I guess
Mhm.
for me, the best thing is that it can start a conversation. It's a lot of people that aren't comfortable speaking on the things that I spoke on in that song, and maybe I'm just a voice for them. And however, though, I just wanted to just kind of spark a conversation, make people a more aware to and more motivated, influenced to look and seek for more information on finding remedies and resources for health, for uh, illness prevention, and for peace of mind. You know, a lot of this stuff can drive us crazy because we don't understand and we don't know and we don't know what to do about not knowing. You know, and media makes you kind of scared of everything. And I think that sometimes we kind of gotta, someone has to speak up and say, no, this is what we need to be doing. Recognize this for what it is. That feeling you got in your gut about this being weird, that's a true feeling. Something is weird. Let's focus on what we can really do naturally to take care of ourselves. We were made as natural human beings, and they're the remedies to us being healthy human beings are more than likely already on this earth. Let's focus up and start from there first. Start within ourselves. Start with what's already provided for us as humans, and let's build from there. To me,
Right.
that's the only point. If you choose to get vaccinated, if you choose to do what other people say, then so be it. You know, so be it. But at least know that you covered your roots, you covered your foundation of health before you decide to make any other decisions out of disparity or yeah, you know what I mean? Because it's honestly a lot of like back to wall resources. You know what I mean? Fill us with the image of people dying, dying, dying. I lost a friend. I lost a couple friends. I lost a couple people I know through COVID. But you know that fear of death, the market of the marketability of death has caused people to resort to emergency resources, urgent resources, and certain sometimes what's urgent ain't important.
Mm.
You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Okay. So, I'm glad I'm definitely having this dialogue with you. I recently just got over COVID, not even 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and so I actually I had it, my mom had it, my sister had it, and my middle brother had it,
I'm
and we
glad that
all
you're
yeah,
okay.
yeah we all just got over COVID, man, and I can tell people, man, it's it's something else. That's all I can tell you, man. But you
Hmm.
know, we definitely got over it, and I'm thankful for that, grateful for that, you know. And I'm just so glad that it's an artist out there such as yourself that can speak on these issues, who's not afraid to
Yeah.
speak on these issues, who have a voice, you know, that not only his community need to hear, but the world needs to hear this. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? Because the
May
song's
I
so
ask you a
deep.
question about your experience?
Yeah, you sure you can.
Was it, where did it rank in your like
It was it was
cold
just
experiences, in your like
it was like
respiratory?
respiratory, a lot of congestion in my chest, headache, you know, bones aching, you know, that type of experience. You know, I was still able to get out the bed. I was still able to, you know, you know, cook my own meals and stuff like that. But the congestion in my chest was something I never felt before in my life.
Was scary? Was it breathing like
Yes,
hard to
man.
breathe?
When every time I cough, I can feel it through my back, then it went down to my legs.
Wow.
Painful.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, man.
I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, man. But I'm glad too, man. I'm glad it was pretty scary. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I remember my brother taking my mom to the doctor, man, and she couldn't even hardly get out his truck. Like she had trouble walking. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad all of us came through, man. But that song when I heard it, man, I was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
we it's an artist on this earth like this young man right here,
Thank
man.
you.
Like
Thank
like like, bro, that's a song that needs to be on the radio. That's a song that needs to be on, film soundtracks. You know, that's a song that needs to be analyzed and broke down on on documentaries with doctors. You know what I
you. It
mean?
will.
That
It
see,
will.
my man, my man.
It will.
Okay, okay, okay. That's what's up,
Yeah.
man.
Speaking this cipher, it will. I promise you, it
My,
will.
my man. Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing that too, man. So, I did listen to a few other tracks. So, you got a track ready,
Ready for it.
ready for it. So, tell me about
Yeah.
that track, man, and tell me how that track came about.
I'm about to drop a mixtape soon that song is gonna feature on, but um, most recently I've been in the middle of dropping weekly records and dropping videos or records and stuff like that. And Ready For It was a part of that weekly drop. I shot it. I made the song with my man 2Gs and shot it with my man Akin Films. We shot that right in Harlem, and that was one of the songs that I had dropped during my weekly drops, and it really helped bring the fans like closer into what I had going on. That was a dope record. I got a lot gained a lot of attention in my community while shooting that video. Um, I've been I've become somewhat of an influential person to the fellow artists in my community, and they admire my work ethic and they take a lot of notes as I embrace them through the process and through the journey and kind of expose them and kind of give them a peek behind the curtain as to what it's like to step it up a notch higher. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm better than anybody, but I think I have something to offer in my resources and in my experiences. I've had true experiences and I've had to make real application of the things that I preach to other artists. So I can also kind of be an example of what I'm saying and show them how it works, even at my scale, whether their scale is bigger or smaller. So that's
Okay,
pretty much how it's been.
okay, cool, cool, cool. And so the next track, what is Tenet,
Dark Tints.
Dark Tense,
Dark
my man.
Tints is also featuring my man 2Gs and Playground Legend. And by the way, both of these records are actually produced by my cousin Destin, Smalls Beats. Actually, Smalls Beats to be exact. And Smalls Beats, he makes a lot of like the drill beats. And I wouldn't call myself a drill rapper, but I got flow. I can rap on anything. You put me on it, I'll figure it out and do my thing. And shout out to Smalls. He um uh he made these beats and allowed me to kind of put members in my community on, and that's what I was kind of doing. This project is a more collaborative project where I went to people in the neighborhood, different parts of the neighborhood, and started saying like, look, hey, I've known you for 8 years. We walk by each other and just nod our head or just slap fives and don't talk about nothing. I rap. This is what I do. Who over here rap? What's up? What y'all do? And then I just kind of went to all my neighboring communities and started doing music with everybody, and it's kind of paid off in a very like good way, and it's kind of bringing people together and creating a good vibe for music in my community, opposed to it being so separated like it generally is in Harlem or in New York City. So both songs kind of represent that initiative, which is to kind of unite my music and collab with other artists and spread my platform. That's what really, that's the intention that drove both of them. that created both of those records. So they're both out on all streaming platforms. They're also both out videos on YouTube. So those of you who are interested, feel free to check it out. Ready for it. That's READY, the number 4IT. And the other one is called Dark Tints, DARKTINTS. Or G Mims. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here with you, brother. I'm here with you. And when is the mixtape dropping?
To be announced. Check out my gram this week. It will be announced this week on my Instagram. But it'll be soon. It'll be within the next 2 weeks or so.
Next 2 weeks or so? Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So I see you working. I see you working, and um, I'm definitely glad that you are working and that you're gonna be dropping that heat and what's so dope about you is how you impacting your community and you doing records with people from the community, you know,
Yeah,
and you know that's gonna shed some light on who they are musically, and so
correct.
that's dope, man. That's dope. That's a great way of giving back. That's really dope. So
Thank you. I
yeah,
appreciate it.
yes, sir. So tell me before we get on into the business side of the music, what is the hip hop culture like nowadays in Harlem, man? I know,
It's big. I mean, it's big. You a day in Harlem, a week in Harlem, you might see some of your favorite rappers
mhm,
come walking around, hanging out. Hip hop is a big scene in Harlem. I mean,
right,
it's summertime, so it's really big on basketball right now and kind of like cookouts and stuff like that. But in Harlem, you'll see anybody. You're liable to see anybody at one of these outside restaurants now, outdoor dining. I mean, man, Harlem is a scene. It's a beautiful place on a sunny afternoon. Um, it's on the weekends you get good basketball. It's very hip hop. Might see Dapper Dan. Might see anybody. You might see Jim Jones. Might see Dave East. Might see Cameron. You might see Joe Hammond and Bob McCullough and a bunch of Rucker Park legends. You might see, just everybody who's anybody. And
right, 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 right,
it,
right,
it
right,
happens, it's that's just a such a strong community of artistic expression that it's impossible not to come here and enjoy yourself and not want to be a part of the energy that vibrates out here.
right, right. And I know my dad used to tell me back in the day, man. He used to be like, you know, when it comes to uh, they used to have what you call the sound of Harlem. He said a lot of people from the South migrated to Harlem because of those
Mhm.
opportunities, especially
Yeah.
if they had music interests, acting interests, models, writers and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
you know Harlem got a lot of history there, and I really think that more people should try to grab the history and pull it out, because it's so much history in Harlem, man, and it's so many, documentaries and films that haven't been made that should be made. So, yeah,
Hmm.
Harlem do have a lot of history. I just wanted to know what the hip hop culture was like nowadays, because the time has changed. We crossed over from the analog to the digital era, so everything has changed in the music format. So, I
Yeah.
just want to tap in with you, see what it was like.
Yeah.
So, for the artists who thriving indie artists and want to know about the music business, man, what would you enlighten them about the business side of music?
That is the more important side. Your business is more important than your first record.
Mm,
Meaning, meaning, um, it's important to learn all the ways of incorporation that you should have around yourself first, and it will benefit you a lot more in the future. and in the present of presenting your music and putting out your music and doing business with other entities. Um, Understanding all the types of deals you can have and you can create for yourself. Understanding the types of spaces that your music is needed in all kind of falls along with business and um, being prepared to handle such types of business. Um, your representation, how you handle yourself in rooms, all come from having some sort of a business understanding of business and money and your value and like knowing your worth. But that still just comes from knowing the business of your craft.
Mm.
There should be more resources to artists understanding that. I think when the majority of artists understand their business, the business of the music, the faster and the stronger and the more respect will be given to the craft and art of music and the business of artists. Um, it's a very lucrative business if you do it the right way and not look at it with such a one track mind, meaning wanting to be famous for being your song played the most on the radio or in the club. There's so many other places that your music can play in that will uh, lead you to fortune and fame and all those other things that people desire when they become an artist of a certain stature. And I think when you learn how to create your own product, you raise your own value. And then when you do business with other people, you're doing more of a joint partnership opposed to just signing a deal and feeling like you're working for someone else. Um, this is an opportunity to do something for the rest of your life and get paid for doing something that you enjoy doing. So it's important to kind of treat it as such and not like a hobby, not just to kind of blindly just do it. Because there's no situation where an artist didn't handle their business and everybody just let them gracefully get all of the money that they deserved and earned. This never happened that I know of. So,
Right.
in most cases, people that do their business correctly get the most of what they deserve. If I don't think anyone ever gets all of what they deserve, but
Nah,
I would
nah,
say
bro.
the way
It
to
don't
get
happen
the
that way.
most of what you deserve is to have your business straight because there's almost never a time, there has never been a time that I know of where someone got anywhere near their worth and didn't know their business. So,
You're absolutely right. Absolutely right, man. And so, with that being said, man, you did a lot of stuff. You did a lot of stuff, man. You know,
thank you.
say 4 or 5, Bravo, Oxygen, like,
Hmm.
bro, you did some high end things that I haven't seen a lot of artists do. Um,
Thank you.
that I would think would be doing stuff like that. I was like, I was reading. I was like, wow, man, this
Thank you.
guy, this guy's a shaker and a mover, man. He's a heavy hitter. And
I
so,
appreciate it.
and so, first of all, give me that experience on Shade 4 or 5.
Well, which one?
Oh, I know you got a lot of them, but like when you
I
first
mean,
went there, bro,
I was
like
on
when you,
my most memorable one is being on Sway in the Morning.
okay, okay, okay. And so, how was that experience? Because that's something that every hip hop artist, every R&B singer, like everybody want to be on Sway in the morning, man. You know,
Yeah,
how Kanye said, "How Sway,"
yeah. Well, I mean,
So
Sway's a great spirit, and he's special to me. We've actually crossed paths a couple times before I was actually on the show. Whereas when I had my first daughter, I have two daughters, Journey and Riley. But when Journey was born, who was my oldest, she he lived in the building that my child's mother lived in. and he happened to be coming. I had met him through my pops maybe a couple weeks ago, and it just so happened right when I was bringing my child in the building, he was coming in out of a cab, and
Hmm.
he met Journey basically the day she was born, pretty much the day after she was born, and he's probably one of the first outsiders to greet her outside the hospital, and from then on, we've always been kind of connected. So going on his show was pretty dope, and it opened a lot of other platforms for me.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm.
most
And
definitely.
so that was a pretty dope experience. So with you having that experience, man, you say it opened a lot of other doors for you.
Mm.
So after having that experience, man, like what actually happened, bro? Like was people hitting you to come to other interviews, or was people booking you for shows? Was you able to go on tour? Like how did
Well,
that
that's what
experience?
happened. I started getting like opportunities to go on other shows, and it started being a door opener for me to be do freestyles and raps on other platforms. And I may have gotten like an artist or two that asked me for a feature and shit stuff like that. But music has this way of opening. Like I hate when people say they didn't make money from music. Like a lot of things happen from music when you're an artist. Like you know what I mean? Like, well, if you didn't make that song that that person heard to believe that you was an artist, would you have gotten in that club that was charging $100 at the door for free? You know what I mean? That might have paid that. Would you have gotten that bottle that came from you promoting this party on your Instagram? If they didn't believe, if you didn't wasn't a rapper, or you wasn't that person, if you didn't put out that song that made them, you know what I mean? You might think, oh, my music ain't make no money, but that music was a pass through a lot of doors that people normally pay to get through, and oftentimes I don't think we realized that. So I say that to say it opened up a lot. Now I can't say it opened up direct doors, but a lot of things changed for my career after doing that. A lot, the level of seriousness that people took me for, took my music as, changed, and I stamped a relationship with someone that has a powerful influence in the radio and music world. So
Yeah.
um, you know, then came a couple other experiences. I think I did DJ Enough. I did K Slay, RPK Slay. I did Funk Flex. I've done several other freestyle platforms since Sway in the Morning. So I kind of give him the credit because it all started from there.
Right. So, yeah, because you just named some very influential people that's in the hip hop culture, man. And so,
Thank you.
um, coming from Sway and then still being connected, and I'm pretty sure you're still doing stuff up to this present point. And so
Yeah.
that did impact. And then
Yeah, speaking of Shade 45, I've done great. Rizzy, I just got a freestyle that came out on Shade 45 a couple days ago on the Punchline Academy. So I've been on Shade 45 many times, So I have
Right.
several different Shade 45 freestyles.
Okay, cool. So, I want to talk about one thing as far as our from the artistic standpoint. I know you get booked for a lot of shows. You do a lot of shows. Just enlighten these indie artists how important that stage presence is. You know what I mean? When you're out there performing, and when people are buying tickets to come and see you.
I mean, yeah, stage presence is a big deal. That's a large percentage of people buying into your brand, and that's the chance that people, some people might save up all of their money to get an opportunity to come to one of your shows for the only time in their life, and you kind of have the unwritten obligation to give them a experience they can remember forever. And if you can always remember that there might be a person out there that might not get to come to another show again, and or that person that you don't even know that spent money to fly out or to sneak out to come see you perform.
Mm-hmm.
It's your business to put on a show and represent yourself, represent your work ethic, represent your skill in the best form that you can. Um, and then, that's the best way I can keep it. It's just like a basketball game, like, you know what I mean? Like when you gotta give it your last, give it everything you got. That's how you're supposed to
Mm-hmm.
treat your performance. This is you
Right.
representing yourself, and
Right.
you should. It doesn't mean lose your mind and sweat out and yell. It just means be the best you that you are as an artist, and allow people to see your gift shine. And preparation is good. Practice is even better. Um, Having other people and other things included in your performance makes it unique and one of a kind. So be as expressive as you can. That's why you see Kanye rapping with a house and a pool and a pond and a puddle, and Drake and Travis Scott and everybody's doing all these theatrical stuff because they wanted to feel one of a kind. And sometimes that's necessary. Those Your music, you don't really know how much your music affects that one person or those hundreds of people or those millions of people. People are moved by our music on a daily basis, and it's important to give them what they need to continue to utilize their music to uplift them or guide them in a direction that they're trying to go. And when people get a chance to see you perform, they get a chance to grow on their inspiration that they gain from you, and the entertainment that they gain from you. The faith that they gain from in you as an artist comes from
Right.
those experiences, and it's just important. It's very important. You got to give your fans ammo. You feel me?
No doubt.
A
No doubt.
great
No doubt.
performance gives your fans tons of ammo.
Right. 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 So I just and I also want to say, man, shout out to the DJ. You know what I mean? Shout
Shout
out to
out
the
to the
DJ.
DJ. Big shout out to the DJ.
And at the height of when you're navigating and you're on that journey, man, those artist DJ relationships are definitely important, man. So um out of all the DJs that you work with, man, as far as breaking your records and stuff like that, who would you say was the most influential DJ in the hip hop culture that broke one of your records?
Cool DJ Red Alert.
For sure, for sure. But I mean, I know that, my bro. But besides that legendary fella,
Funk Flex.
okay, okay, okay. I can,
And
I can.
if not them, it's a couple people.
Yeah.
Rosenberg, K Slay,
Mm-hmm.
DJ Cut, DJ Whatever, DJ Enough.
Right. Because when you say Funk Flex and K Slay, DJ Enough, and you know, especially you know, uh, all those other legendary DJs. Cause I tell you about me, man. I used to visit New York a lot, but my homie that I went to college with, he from Queens, right? So what he used to do for me, he used to send me all the mixtapes down. DJ Tony Touch, DJ White Owl,
Mm-hmm.
DJ Clue. Like I can remember back in the day, bro. I was one of the first ones, in my area that had the Desert Storm mixtape with DJ Clue and Fabulous. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So and I try to tell artists today, man, they don't have these DJ coalitions for nothing, bro. They have these DJ coalitions because they break records.
Yeah.
And I be telling artists, man, like that's the best way to get a record broke is in the coalitions because most of those DJs are on, either mix shows. They have their own podcast. They connected with all the bloggers, like so. Those DJs break those records, man, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of artists don't invest in these coalitions and I think that it can help maximize their career when you got a well-known DJ breaking your record, man. So I just say salute to the DJs and I figured you was gonna name some of them heavy hitters, man. Because that's just who you are, man. So I can dig that. So what you got coming up next? I know you dropping a mixtape. You got any tour dates?
Not yet. Still working on it. I just got finished with a bad injury. I had a ruptured Achilles for most of the year, so I just did my first performance at Sony Hall about a week ago. So I'm just
Mm,
kind of seeing how I'm recovering from it and how much I can deal with performing and traveling and things of that nature. So I'm taking it slowly, but it's gonna come. It's gonna start to turn up soon.
right, right, right. Shout out to publicist Miss Nicole M Jordan, aka Provided J. Um, you know, Shout out to you. Thank you for tapping in with us. Thank
Thank you.
you so much. And as far as you said, you got a ruptured Achilles tendon. You still hooping?
No, no, not. It's over.
Okay. No, but
It's over.
is that how you got the injury from hooping?
Nah. I got into a car accident actually, but
Oh, okay, okay,
I'm in some preliminary. I can't really talk about it and stuff right now.
okay, my man. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you,
It's
man.
all good.
So, we about to wrap it up. So, is it anybody you want to get some shouts out to?
I mean, just once again, shout out to my man Dr. Ford. Shout out to my daughter. Shout out to all of the fans out there, to everybody that supports me. G Mims, don't forget the dollar sign gang. And just shout out to the aspiring artists, man. Shout out to the creative. What I mean? Keep going, don't quit. Keep grinding, keep working hard. Shout out to those that are seeking like information on their self and improving their self, whether it's health wise, whether it's mental health, whether it's physical health. What I mean? I, I, my prayers are out to everybody. What I mean? If we're losing a lot of people, there's a lot of weird things going on in this world. So, I just want to send love out to everybody. That's it.
No doubt, no doubt. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. And for people that want to get at you and maybe want to do a collab, want to build with you, um, can you give them your social media handle, please?
Yeah, you can follow me right on my Instagram, right over there. Cool G Mims. KOOLGMIMS. That's also my website, coolgmims.com. Hit me on the gram, DM me. That's also my email, coolgmims@icloud.com. But DM me, hit me on the gram, hit me on my site, and feel free to inquire about a collab and any other creative uh, joint, ventures anyone would like to do. Feel free to reach out and tap into my music. It's all there. Everything is in one under one accord. Go to my site, cop some music, cop some merch. You know what I mean? Tap in. Let me know what you think. Tell me what your favorite song is. Let's support one another and keep it going like that.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt, man. I just want to thank you for coming on Exquisite Conversations, and man, it's been a great dialogue, man. You you definitely drop some jewels, and I can definitely appreciate that when a person can give you their journey, but they also can make you think intellectually. So I definitely appreciate the
100%.
dialogue you drop, yes, sir. So until the next time, man. You know, plan
Plannedem-MIC,
demic,
go get it. Out on all streaming
Plannedem-MIC.
platforms.
It's a
Video
deep
out,
track, man.
music out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So the publicists say, Mr.
Spread
Cole
the
M. Jordan
word.
said that thing deep, man. So we definitely gonna keep spreading the word, man, until the next time.
Spread the
And
word.
I'm gonna tap in with you about the next 6 months, see what you got going on, bring you back for another
Let's do
interview,
it.
man.
That sounds great to me. It's gonna be a lot more going on, man. Might have to hit me in 3 months. I'm thinking more like 3 months, man. Thinking more
Okay,
like them.
okay. My man.
Right.
Not a problem. So until the next time, peace, blessings, and man, keep it pushing.
Peace.
Peace.